friends! Today I'm going to talk about this piece of autistic expressionism called Harvest Moon. I painted it when I was feeling super sad that my kiddo wouldn't be home for Christmas. Spending Christmas together has been a family tradition from when I was a kid, and we would go visit my grandparents, and the whole family would come. We would play games all weekend, and for Christmas we'd have a special Christmas dinner where my grandparents would put tables together, and we would all sit together at a long table that started in the dining room and went out to the living room, and we had tablecloths and fancy dishes, and my grandma would get out her 12 Days of Christmas glasses. I was always so envious because the adults got to have those and I didn't, but they were cool. And she would usually make like a duck or a turkey, but we would all sit together, and it was so cool to be together. Afterwards we would clean up, and then everyone would sit around the Christmas tree as my grandpa read the story of Jesus' birth from Luke in the Bible, and after that we would open gifts. And then of course, as a kid you're like, oh, what did I get? But as you get older, you just get to appreciate the family time more, because after we would open gifts, then we would, everybody always brought like tons of treats, and so we'd go stuff our faces for dessert, and then we would stand around my grandma's organ and sing Christmas carols. And sometimes my uncle would pull out his guitar and my grandpa would join as well. But all I remember is that the whole weekend was always so fun, and I'd be crying when I left. My mom has always made Christmas really special too, after my grandparents passed, and so I was only able to have one child, and so my family is very small. And then my husband was in the military, so we moved around a lot. But we always did try to make it back home for Christmas every year and see both his parents and my parents. They don't live in the same state, but they're close enough. It's like a 5-hour drive. So we would try to get home, and that would be when we came home, was for Christmas holidays. And if we couldn't make it home, like when we were stationed in Europe, then we at least try to go somewhere and make it a special time. That's what we've done as a family. So wherever we were, we spent the time together. And since my kid moved to Japan to teach English, it's been hard for me. But with this newfound love of this new art style, I sat down to process these sad emotions. I got busy with my ruler and made sure to create enough spaces to add the circular elements. I was thinking ahead by planning the composition spaces, and my mood determined the color palette, which is why it's mostly painted in cool colors, blues, purples, and greens. And I started with the stripes. A moment of anger hit me at the unfairness of it all, and I marked out these sticks, and it was very hard as I was angry. But as time went by, I got over the anger pretty quickly, and as time went by and I painted, my lines and patterns became softer and curvier, and I started to feel better and calmer, and I started to understand, realize, of course, that the world just isn't how I want it to be, and it's okay. It's okay to not get my way, and it's also okay to feel angry about that. But I thank the Lord for my art supplies. I wound my way around the paper with paint and ink, leaving the big circle in the center until last. You can see by the color I chose, that I was not feeling blue anymore. Since my mood changed, I opted for a complementary color by that time, which was the tangerine. And even though orange has not ever been a favorite of mine, it is starting to become one. And I love how much that circle pops off the page. I never fancied myself as an outdoorsy person, but that's another thing I've been learning about myself in the last couple of years, is that I still don't like snakes and bugs, but I do enjoy going outside and feeling the breeze on my face and looking out at green trees and plants and field spaces and stuff like that. Of course, the ocean, lakes, whatever. And I also, of course, you guys know I love flowers. And so outdoor elements found themselves into the painting, and even though they're different shapes and species, they added a cohesion to the composition that I'm very pleased with. This has become one of my favorite pieces, And just a little side note that my kid was able to come home in January, righting my world. My mom was here this year, so she helped alleviate some of the sadness that came last year when nobody was visiting for the holidays. And it's kind of funny because while my mom was here, we crocheted together and we ended up making ourselves Christmas sweaters. So there was good elements to the holiday for sure, but that doesn't, when you're missing someone, it is still painful. So anyway, that's my video for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoy the art, and I really like it if you like and subscribe and share the video, all about the algorithms and how that helps. So thanks for watching my video, guys.